If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
It's like I would film things like that. I would encourage like everybody, all different types of sexuality. But there is that thing where it's like a lot of people misunderstand me with S&M and they think it's super. And I have to like explain to people how, like, where it's more like you're tied down because you need to like be able to like have somebody hold you down and keep you still, or like you would fight to have something out, or like be able to heal once you're beaten, like, or something. It's like it comes from that real place of like, you know, as opposed to being accessories or something. It's like with tattoos with me. It's like I've never always gotten them. There's like that time where everybody's like, oh, I have tattoos, and after a while you're like, you can explain them and they can mean something. It's just comes from that real place. Yeah, I don't know. I only saw that film she brought over that night. People were like dark or like that kind of, you know, but it's a great thing to be able to like see everybody's sexual, like just sexuality, but it's so weird when you just, yeah, I had like the most amazing
plan 3 total revolutions. 1, 2, 3, ouch!
Like the twisting of a nipple or something?
Yeah, 3 full times.
I only saw that one she brought over that night though.
And then dripping candle wax on
my snake. I had that.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. In this video, which she is being privately recorded, she starts talking about the sex rituals that all of these Hollywood celebrities are involved with, the rape, the S&M, the sexual abuse, the satanic rituals, the sacrificing of even an animal during these rituals. A snake was used during this ritual. And here we have Angelina Jolie revealing this in this interview. This is just more proof of the existence of these secret societies, even though people out there don't seem to care, even though the ones who end up being victimized are young children in Hollywood whose parents prostitute them into the occult. Now, as most of you probably know, Angelina Jolie's father is another famous actor, Jon Voight. And as always, all of these parents bring their children into it. This is how covens work. This is how satanic circles run. It's not because Jon Voight's daughter was so much more talented than everybody else. It's not how this works, okay? This is a tight-knit network. In this interview, Angelina Jolie talks about some gruesome sexual acts that occur, such as being tied up and tortured and raped by other members of this secret society, the Illuminati. She even talks about killing a snake as part of this ritual. And then she says that it is an initiation ritual which requires celebrities to get tattooed and is considered to be a way of sacrificing more blood to Satan. Now, as most of you know, I've already talked about tattoos. It's part of a bloodletting ritual. That's what getting tattoo is, and it's getting marked for them. That's why you see a lot of celebrities with these Illuminati tattoos. A lot of them have the all-seeing eye, like Justin Bieber, right on their body, or Chris Brown. Some of them have the owl tattooed on them. Others have a star. You'll see a star randomly on people's arms or on their wrists, okay, or behind their ears. This isn't because they love stars. What does the star represent? The star is obviously a pentagram. That's what the star is. And these people get marked to show their allegiance to the occult. Okay, sometimes their handlers will have them marked with certain tattoos. It's almost like branding, like they would brand a cow. Like the owner of a cow would have his animal branded with initials, with his initials. That's exactly what this is like. So this is Angelina Jolie being filmed privately and recorded privately talking about these things, which goes to show you it's just more proof of what really goes on in Hollywood. She's talking about how these are initiation rituals that everybody in Hollywood has to be a part of, that there's rape that occurs, that there's this, you know, the sacrificing of a snake, but there's sacrificing of all types of animals and human beings occur during these rituals. So don't let them fool you into thinking it's just a sex ritual, because it's not. It's more than just a sex ritual. These are satanic secret societies. These secret societies perform these rituals as part of their black magic rituals, in which they do to invoke Satan and to bring upon them power and spells that they cast amongst the masses. The deception has been going on for quite a long period of time, yet nobody talks about it because people think it doesn't really go on. And this is just more proof that it does. Now, we've heard other celebrities come out, such as Corey Feldman, and he's revealed about the ritual parties that they have where young male actors, when he was a child actor, him and, other actors who were children will be at these parties, and these grown men who are producers, who are obviously a part of these secret societies, was just come and pick them and have sex with them and ritually abuse them. This has been going on for quite some time in Hollywood, and this is just more stuff coming to the surface that people ignore, and they roll their eyes and they go, oh, it sounds like a good time. It sounds like they're having sex and all sorts of fun, and it's a joke. Because what they're doing is they're performing black magic rituals, okay? And it comes at the expense of young children. Now, obviously, Angelina Jolie doesn't get into detail about children and things like that. She was 23 at the time that this was supposedly recorded back in 1999, so it's almost 20 years ago. I guess close to 17 years since this was recorded. But she's letting you know that this is an initiation process for Hollywood, that everybody does it, that everybody has to do this to get in the foot, to get their foot in the door. Even if she has a famous father already, they still have to go through the rites. They still have to go through the initiation process, which involves not just sex orgies, it involves human sacrifice and blood rituals, because that's what they're all about. And they're still performing these rituals today as we speak. They're still performing, S&M, right? That's what they perform during these rituals. It's not just a rape of somebody. It's S&M and it's torture. Why do you think that they're pushing that through the mainstream now? Look what 50 Shades of Grey has become. It's become a phenomenon, quote unquote, in America. Everybody, all women out there love the book. It's wonderful. Oh, it's great. They even have kids reading this book. What is it pushing? What is it promoting? S&M. And why are they doing that? Because they're indoctrinating everybody with their rituals and the things that they do. So when they reveal themselves, these things will no longer be this, oh my goodness, oh, it's so, I never heard of such a thing. Oh, it's so scary. People are going to want to be a part of it, and they're going to want to do it because they're going to already have been indoctrinated with it. That's how the occult works. We see them indoctrinating children every single day with Harry Potter, with all these, Cinderella, all these Disney movies, the Magic Kingdom, magic. That's all part of an indoctrination. It's not just them putting a spell on the masses. Everything and everywhere you turn is them indoctrinating people with what they do, with the rituals that they perform. Like Taylor Swift says in her song, are we out of the woods yet? Are we in the clear? Because they're coming out of the woods, okay? And they've slowly been showing people this stuff over the last, couple of decades. And soon they want to be out in public, being able to walk around holding hands with young children, because they'll have pedophilia legal and all these things that they do, bestiality, all of this stuff that they do will become normal. The do without will mindset, which we already see going on in our society, is going to continue to go on. And it's because they've indoctrinated people with it that people are going to accept it and be okay with it, because it's not going to frighten them when they hear about it, because they're going to say, oh, you mean like 50 Shades of Grey? So we're going to have 15-year-olds and young kids out there getting involved in S&M and this disgusting perversion that they push, this abusive, sexual perversion that they're pushing on children. I mean, I was talking about in one of my videos, there's a list of banned books in America, the top 10 most controversial books. The Bible was above 50 Shades of Grey. That's how ridiculous our society is. The Bible was above 50 Shades of Grey on this list. 50 Shades of Grey, a book which promotes this stuff, promotes the rituals that they actually perform. S&M is part of their rituals. They have women out there in Hollywood who are sex slaves that they literally cage and lock up and perform S&M and all of this disturbing bondage-like, perversion on them and abuse them. That's what it's all about. Okay, that's what they're all about. These people are the sickest, most perverse people you could possibly ever imagine. The things that they do are almost, you can't even talk about it. It sickens my stomach to even talk about it. It really does. Especially this stuff that involves children. And we know that that's what really goes on in Hollywood. Now, like I said, Angelina was a young girl. She didn't mention anything about children being involved in these rituals, but they are. It's not just young Hollywood actresses such as herself. Okay. And like I said earlier in this video, You know, this is a network that's connected through bloodlines. It's connected through, you know, it's not just about, oh, you can show up in Hollywood and perform these rituals and get in the door. They won't let you in the door. Most of these people, why do you think they all date one another? Celebrities. Why? Because they love other people's movies. They stay together. They stay in a pack because they're all part of the same secret societies. They've all gone through the same initiation process as everyone else. They've all been performing these rituals. How is somebody who comes from that walk of life going to date somebody who's a Christian from Montana? They're not. They stick together because they're all Satanists. They all believe in the same things. They all perform the same rituals. And that's why they're not monogamous. That's why they push, you know, non-monogamy in Hollywood. That's why they push it and they talk about it on Access Hollywood and all these awful tabloid shows. And they say, oh, guess what? Cameron Diaz and Will Smith and his wife and all these people don't believe in monogamy. They're in non-monogamous relationships. Why do you think that is? Because they all partake in these sexual orgies. They all stay together and flock together and cheat on each other. I mean, it's all part of how they live and what they do. So this is Angelina Jolie exposing this, talking about it, being secretly recorded. And of course, the tape came out a few weeks ago, and people have been raising their eyebrows about it, saying, well, that's kind of weird. Well, that's kind of mysterious. Yeah, what do you think? She's making it up when she's being secretly recorded? When she's talking about, you know, getting raped and rape rituals and animal sacrifice, even though it's a snake, it still is what goes on. They use the blood of the serpent in these rituals because they are blood rituals. They use and do these rituals to, you know, do invocations and bring upon, you know, demonic spirits and Satan himself and summon Satan himself. And they drink the blood, whether it's a human sacrifice or an animal sacrifice. These are all the things that they do. And Angelina Jolie talking about it is just more confirmation, especially if you're somebody who's listening who had doubts about it. What do you think? She just decided to make this story up where she's talking about, you know, getting tied up and how, you know, this is kind of an initiation process that all these people have to go through out there. And oh, how it's, at first it seems scary, but it's, you know, it's really not. Even promoting it, showing that she liked it and she enjoys it. Because she's demonic. She was raised inside of that, you know, inside of these secret societies with her father, who happens to be another one of these famous actors who happen to have siblings who also are actors and actresses. It's not because they're talented. Oh, his daughter's just as talented as he is. It's not about talent. It's about the industry. It's about this tight-knit secret society, the satanic secret society that is Hollywood, runs Hollywood and controls it. And these are the rituals that go on. But it's not just S&M and things like that. There are human sacrifice rituals, animal sacrifice rituals. This stuff is really going on. And these people go through an initiation process, okay, where these things go on. And they still perform these acts. I guarantee you she's still involved in these, you know, these rituals. Because that's what they do. They, you know, we talk about holidays. I talk about these satanic dates. These are the things that they're doing during these dates. If you look at the satanic calendar and all the garbage that's in it, a lot of these dates, you know, sex orgies are mandatory. You know, these blood rituals are mandatory. So this stuff is still going on. These people are all a part of it who are famous out in Hollywood. That's why it's not a coincidence that, you know, their parents are a part of it, then they're a part of it. Oh, it's because they're so talented too. Oh, that's what they want you to believe, that these people are talented. They're not talented at all. Actors are professional liars. That's what they do. They pretend to be someone they're not on camera. And people go, wow, what an actor, what an actress. They're professional liars. And Angelina Jolie exposing, without knowing, exposing that she was a part of these satanic Illuminati sex orgies is just more proof that this is what goes on out there. And it is an initiation process. But these people are doing it after the initiation process because it doesn't stop once you're in. It doesn't stop. You don't just do it once. Okay, they're still practicing it. They're still performing it. And I'll guarantee you she is also. So I'll leave the video linked up below if you want to listen for yourself. It's a bit creepy, a bit disturbing, but of course it is, right? We're talking about satanic sex rituals and, you know, all of this disgusting, disturbing stuff that they do in the dark, which is just like out of a scene from Eyes Wide Shut or a movie like that. It's unbelievable that they still get away with this stuff with the technology that we have and the information that's out there, that they still get away with this stuff and the masses out there refuse to actually care. Makes me sick. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.